Hello and welcome to NewFilmmakers Los Angeles in partnership with Movie Maker magazine. My name is Danny DeLillo and we're here at the Camera Los Angeles show in West Hollywood. I'm here with Marina, Guja and Manuel with their movie, The Art or Feminine to Lose Life with Grace. Let's take a look at the clip.
Voglia di misurare.
Neanche fossi un cane.
Magari fossi un cane.
Io non vorrei essere un cane.
Siamo tutti cani.
Mi pizzica il naso, sarà allergia.
Così non senti la puzza.
Ti prego. Puoi smettere di commentare le frasi?
Io non commento le frasi, io le finisco. Mangia!
Listen, thank you all so much for being here. I loved your film so much, I really did. And actually in my credits to myself to talk to you there, I said I felt a better human for watching your film. But for those that haven't had a chance to see it, tell us a brief synopsis, Marina.
I cry. It's a story of a woman stuck in a strange convent with three strange nuns. And you can decide whatever you want to see in the movie. Maybe it's a mental journey, or maybe it's just what it is, her living there.
I'm so grateful to have you all here because and I love what you just said right now because you literally give an open-ended for people, anyone to feel how they want to feel about it. You know, it's not like there's a one-way fits all. And I think sometimes we need to see more films where we can ask more questions and maybe look into more depth of what you did. So you have a very talented writer as well. Where did the inspiration come for you in creating this project?
It was a long journey because we wanted to do a documentary, and we were working with this old lady, and she told us the story of the convent, and we wanted to do this thing about her with three nuns. We said, and it had to be a monologue about her and three nuns around. And then she said to us, I'm not feeling comfortable in doing this thing anymore. And we were like shocked. And then I woke up one morning and said, I can do the part. I can be the lady with the three nuns, because the story was so
amazing.
And since that moment we started to put everything into the script. We tried to be very open about every input that was coming from the outside. And I started to write a monologue of a woman. I started to write a monologue about Marilyn Monroe. It's Marilyn Monroe that is speaking. She's alive and she's talking, and I let her being very free to say whatever. And then when I started to write, I started to have more than one voices. It's like she constantly was saying things and answered to herself.
I love it.
And after a while, I started to create dialogue from the monologue, and the three nuns took the lines that I had, that were in the mind of this Marilyn.
It was just wonderful, because I think we all do that. We kind of, we say things in our head, then we kind of answer our own questions, and it's like, it feels like real life. Now, your team are amazing. Guja, honestly, well done. You produced this.
Guja is amazing.
How did you come about doing this project? How do you come to know each other? Tell us about that.
Know each other? It's many years ago, actually.
I think it's 5 years that we talk about things.
We talk about things. And every time she sends me stuff that she wrote, she's so inspiring and original and deep. Every dialogue.
She's really good, isn't she?
Has different layers, and I think it's really inspiring. And it gets your guts, I think. So that's what I like.
And what was it like for you producing a project like this?
Intense. No.
Yeah, right?
Inspiring, intense.
Yeah.
But all the crew was amazing.
She was doing everything.
We have an amazing
I've never seen anything like that.
And Roberto, the DP, was great. Everybody was amazing.
It was very...
3 days, intense 3 days.
3 days?
Near Rome,
Wow. I mean, it was very picturesque. It was a beautiful visually to watch. It was just marvelous. Now, for you, Manuel, there are certain films that have a particular format in editing, and it's pretty straightforward. You had to really, explore your great talent yourself, because it was beautifully edited, because those were so important moments I'm sure you wanted to capture, that probably weren't in the script, but beautiful
he-
visuals that were just coming at the right time, which
He wrote
explored
the
your
movie
thoughts.
with me.
So what can we say? So
It
how
was a
that
kind
for
of
you?
rewriting the movie on the editing. We rewrite a little bit the screenplay. And I think that personally, the movie has a lot to do with the subconscious,
Yeah.
with the subconscious of Marina in particular.
Yeah.
So at the starting point was kind of entering her subconscious
Yeah.
and knowing each other when we were doing the editing because we just met for the editing for the first time.
Yeah.
And I think that if you see the movie from a logical point of view,
Yeah.
maybe it doesn't make sense.
That's right. Yeah.
But if you see from a subconscious point of view, it makes sense at all,
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, so that was the starting point for me to work with her, and we brainstorming every time, putting some ideas and music and that stuff, and discussing every time till the end. So it was also very challenging, kind of experimental too,
Yeah.
but real fun.
Well, you-
Finally real
Yeah.
fun.
No, because I'm working with him now on the next short that we shot
Great.
with Guja. No, I'm working. I don't do anything without her.
Yeah.
so-
Oh, once you
no,
found your
I'm
team, that's
yeah.
it. Yeah, yeah.
And but I'm doing the editing with
Yeah,
Manuel.
yeah.
And I was telling him that I would love him to have the credit of and the writing.
Yeah.
And if we do the movie, I want to put his name in the writing, and I want him to be with us while we're writing, because
love it.
I think it makes sense.
Yeah.
Because now I realize he helped me to write the story completely in the editing room. So I want to do that.
I love that.
I think
And
it makes sense.
It does make sense, and it's like we don't see that often enough, where a writer, or editor, writes it. Makes perfect sense. Of course it does.
And
Yeah.
he arrives with so much ideas, so many ideas, so much, and inputs.
Yeah.
And when I arrive at his home in these days, I open the door and he's listening to soundtracks for movies, and
Yeah.
he put me he does a lot. It's amazing.
But I mean, I think again, it's so nice when you're making something that makes people think. Like Marilyn Monroe, absolute, the #1 movie star, of the last century. And so iconic in so many ways. We cared so much about this woman and were so curious, and so many people looked up to her as well, both male and female. And then to put her in a convent, like in this, which we looked at her as being pure, and we look at nuns as being pure, but they're both completely different, And I thought that was really, really interesting how you did that. You obviously mentioned as well, like, I mean, your cast. I mean, you had a great, including yourself. You had a great cast. How was the casting process for you?
I was so lucky. One of them is one of my best friends. I work with her in theater a lot, the young one. And the older one, like, she's not old, but she was my English teacher, and she's also an actress.
Yeah.
And in the beginning, we wanted her to have a very strong American accent or English accent, American accent actually. And then she didn't want to. She said to me, "No, I don't know." But when I was thinking about somebody American, or she's English actually, but she's doing. She does the accent, and I called her, and I think she's perfect.
Yeah.
Like her
you
face.
could. Yeah. Brilliant.
And the guy, we went to have a
Genius, yeah.
coffee with him. We were outside for a coffee. He's a friend of a friend. He's an actor.
Is it good Italian coffee? I hope.
Yeah. We
Yeah,
were
you gotta learn
taking
from
a
the
coffee,
Italians.
and we were talking, and I looked at him. Do you want to be a nun in a short that I'm? He said, yes. That's it.
I love it. I
Marina
love it.
always gets inspired like that.
I love
She
it.
looks at you, she randomly see you, and she casts
Sometimes
you.
I make terrible mistakes, but
you
sometimes not
did
in this
defend.
case.
You did not make a mistake, and I love that he was like, "Yes, I want to be a nun." He's probably never been asked that, or never get asked that again in his life.
Yeah,
And I love
and
that he
it's
did
so
that.
perfect. Like now that I see him without the nun dress, something is missing. I think it's so good with
good.
that
And also
jazz.
the song that is almost at the end.
Yes, I love that song.
That one is sung
Yeah.
by the mom of Marina.
Oh, it's my
Marina's
mom.
I mean, keep it in the family, you know,
It's
absolutely.
my mom.
Wow.
And, yeah. No,
I actually love that song. It's amazing.
That song is from a famous singer.
Yeah.
She's
No, yeah,
sang.
the sing is
Yeah. Very
the song
talented
is.
family. No, I actually don't want to give too much away, but that, speaking of him, that the closing part of the movie, have to watch it, is so moving, so powerful, and really wonderful. And I love that. I'll give you a clue. I want to be a fish too. You have to watch it to know what I'm talking about. But it was beautiful and really resonating where you are, where you're from, what language, which country. It just was so powerful and has such an important voice and message. I think you left with us to ask questions about ourselves and the world we live in.
I have hearts in my eyes, like.
Oh. It was really wonderful. I mean, what you collaborated together, and you know, thinking outside the box, and I think it's great when you've made a film that people want to go back and like, I want to see that again and discover more things that I may have not got the first time.
Yeah.
You know.
For me, I was telling you about Guja because it's incredible when you meet somebody and you feel that you have to do something with that person, and that I really feel that I can't do what I'm doing without her. It's beautiful.
Yeah,
so
it's
we're going on, even if sometimes we think, oh, what we're doing, oh my God. But then we are together and we go on. We want to go on. We want to continue this
Journey. Oh my goodness! Once you found your team, it's everything. What was your experience like? You know, making the film and then coming to LA and having the film at New Filmmakers last night. How's it been for you?
Tell him.
Been good?
Huge
So
emotion,
really excited.
Yeah.
But also I love a lot the ambience with the other director and other
It was
actors.
beautiful, yes.
Beautiful vibe, beautiful.
Good.
Beautiful people
And amazing
and,
other shorts.
Yeah, the other
beautiful.
shot was very high level.
Yeah.
Yeah. We enjoyed so much. Also
Great.
the other. Yeah.
That's very good. Well, we love having you here.
Thank you.
What is next for you all? What's happening next?
We shot another short movie in Los Angeles
Great.
2 months ago,
In
so we're
in
editing.
English.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And
We are
English,
editing
so-
right now. Yeah.
Wow.
He
Get
came
back to
here.
it, yeah.
He came here to be
Just after work,
yesterday at the screening and then to work. We're working now,
Amazing.
and we want to this one. We want to do a movie,
A feature film.
a feature
Yeah.
film,
Made like
feature
a
film,
teaser
and
for a feature.
yes, it's all in LA. It's my I love this city so
Yeah.
much, and it's. I think LA is one of the main characters of the story.
Oh wow, I want to see it already. Yeah. It is a character of its own, LA, and I love LA too. Listen, I'm so grateful to have you all here. Thank you very
Thank
much
you.
for being
Thank
here. You know, your film is great, and I can't wait to see much more of your work. So, Marina, Guja, and Manuel.
Thank
Voila.
you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Grazie.
Grazie.
Grazie.